Hello, I'm Evelyn St. Germain, and I am joining Renae on her fabulous podcast today, and I'm calling in from Manhattan Beach, California.
Hello, my name is Renae Leith-Manos. Welcome to this podcast, Where to From Here, featuring conversations about luxury travel and how it's changing in every pocket of the globe. So today we're going to one of the sunniest parts of the world, California and Manhattan Beach. We've tracked down this amazing woman, Evelyn St. Germain. What an amazing French name, by the way. And she has been in the luxury travel business for a really long time. And she is one of these absolutely inspiring women who has left the typical and traditional roles within a hotel to start her own business. And that is consulting to some of the biggest and most successful hotels on the West Coast of America, as well as Mexico. Evelyn, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Renae. Really appreciate it.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's really, really great to speak to you. Now, can you explain to us what you do in your company, what League Marketing Group, what it is, what you do, and how you started it?
Yes, I kind of fell into it like many people do. It was a fluke. I met one interesting person who said, "Do you like to travel?" And I said, "Yes, I like to travel." And I had just gotten out of college. And he said, "You should really be in sales." And he said, "Why don't you go to Anaheim, where is the world-renowned Disneyland?" He said, "Why don't you go ahead and go over here and talk to some people during your break, during spring, and go ahead and see if you can maybe get your foot in the door." And I was brave enough to do that, and I did. And it's led to a nearly 4-decade career in this business that I love and adore and have really thrived in.
And you've worked at hotels kind of all over the world.
Yes, I actually started in Anaheim, and then I was moved to Hawaii and worked for some fabulous hotels in Hawaii, which I do happen to still have hotels in Hawaii that I work with. And then I moved on to Tahiti and had the opportunity to start working with hotels, luxury resorts in Tahiti. Back in 1992, I opened a fabulous resort called Bora Bora Lagoon Resort, which sadly doesn't exist anymore, but had led me to many different roles. I was the director of sales and marketing.
You lived in Bora Bora for 6 years, was it?
Actually, I didn't get to live there. I felt like I did, though.
Right.
I was there probably 6 times during the year, the first 3 years.
So where were you based, in America still? Or?
I was actually based right by the Los Angeles airport on that very famous street called Century Boulevard.
Right. Okay. You keep going.
So I've been fortunate enough to work for, many of hotels over my career. I worked for hotels specifically for 15 years and then took that leap of faith and was able to go on and start my own company, maintaining that one account that I had for Bora Bora Lagoon Resort, and then was able to do another hotel in Mexico and a hotel in Hawaii. I had a GM who became agreeable to my suggestion after a couple of years, and I've been able to grow my business since then.
That's fantastic. So what actually is your business? What do you do within it for hotels, for luxury hotels?
Yeah, I basically am that foot on the ground kind of person when people want to have in-market representation to get their product name out and rebranding or branding new properties. I've opened 13 hotels in my career. I think I might be up to 15 now, but I have had that opportunity to work with mostly travel agents these last 10 years, but I have done a variety of jobs and roles in hotels. So I've gone from working just leisure travel. I've worked the group market. I've hosted groups of over 1,000 people in Hawaii before working for a destination management company. And now that takes me to 3 fabulous hotels in Tahiti that I'm working for with South Pacific Management. And one is our world famous resort called Nukutepipi, and it's a buyout island. And
Hang on, we'll get to that in a minute. What is it that differentiates really fabulous luxury hotels at the top end to the other ones? Like what are the defining characteristics of a really top end luxury hotel? I mean, you've worked in them, you've stayed in them.
I truly believe, I'm very old school, but I truly believe it is the staff that you have that is greeting the guest and helping them to make memories. If you don't have an incredible staff at a resort, it's just a building. And you need
Yes.
people to anticipate clients' needs always. And whether it be a small thing or a larger thing that they're celebrating something very special, I truly believe that is the people that make any vacation or experience fulfill their dream of what they were wanting to enjoy.
Yeah, it's so true, isn't it? So Tahiti, I am slightly embarrassed to tell you, having lived in Australia for so long, I've never been there. So tell us about Tahiti and then tell us about this amazing resort that you're working with at the moment.
Yeah, Tahiti, when I first went there, my very first visit after having lived and worked in Hawaii, um, it's truly that place that you can see the islands, how they affected the rest of the world and people in that Polynesian lifestyle. It felt when I first went there in 1992, it felt like it was 50 years behind, similar to what I felt when I first went to New Zealand and already knew Australia and how far behind they felt
Yes.
from each other.
I've just
And
been in
and
New
and
Zealand. I've just come back from New Zealand 2 days ago, so I understand exactly what you mean.
yeah, it was that kind of feeling that
Mhm.
it was, of course, and it's also a French territory, so it obviously has that French influence, and many multicultures there as well that have come in that were part of the islands from the establishment of small hotels, and you can really feel the difference there with the hotels in Tahiti versus Hawaii.
Right. And what is the difference? Just that they're, as you said, a little bit more basic or a little bit more old-fashioned?
Well, no, not particularly, but it's really that in Tahiti, you have that influence of the French. You go to Hawaii, you do have what everybody, says and talks about of the Aloha spirit, and you do have that. But in Polynesia, in French Polynesia in particular, it's different because these people they they seem like shy people,
Hmm.
but it's because they aren't equipped to speak, English like you and I.
Yeah.
But these people are brilliant. They speak three languages. you know,
Wow.
they speak English, as much as they can. They also have classes on the resorts and things like that. So they speak that. They speak French, and then
Yeah.
they're also trying to maintain the cultural history of Tahiti. So they speak Tahitian in their homes as well.
Wow. And tell me about this resort because it's really expensive, right? It's a really high end, because I don't picture high end resorts in a location you're describing so much, but in fact that they are there.
Yeah, so well, absolutely. I mean, if you would have asked me the most exclusive resort back 1992, it would have never been on the radar. We had dreams of hotels like this back then.
Right.
But this hotel is Nukutepipi. It's a private island. It's owned by Guy Laliberté. He's a Canadian. He was one of the gentlemen who started Cirque du Soleil,
Wow. That's
and it's a
amazing.
it's a full buyout, and it's a 7-night stay for 16 villas with up to 52 people, and it's
Hang
exquisite.
on, hang on. We're not familiar with that term in Australia, a full buyout. So what does that
Oh,
mean?
that means that the island is only of those guests that are traveling together.
Fantastic. Okay. Wow.
So it's not operating as a regular hotel. It's
Okay.
only operating as a hotel when someone is taking it over to have an incredible celebration, whether it be a destination wedding
I
or a
see.
corporate incentive group or something of that sort.
So what's the
So,
minimum amount of people that can go?
the there isn't really a minimum because
Okay.
it's really all about price point at the end of the week. So if you
Sure.
want to use 16 villas or you want to use two and you can afford to
Afford it.
purchase that week, you can bring, just a few friends or you can take everything. So it's a property that I've never seen, like before in my career. I have opened some stunning hotels and worked with others. And there's some product that have come close. However, this is the most exquisite, and it is about a 2 hour flight from Papeete, from Tahiti. So it's also a private charter plane, which seats about 28 people on Air Tahiti.
So let me ask, the obvious question, something that is that isolated. I mean, what's the quality of food like?
Excellent. But you have to remember too, everything has to be brought in, right?
That's what I'm
That isn't
asking. Yeah.
able that isn't able to be grown right there on site. And we have, an incredible organic garden, that they can utilize for vegetables and things. And then obviously we have some beef and some pork, on site where they're able to have that. But lamb, of course, is brought in from your part of the world and New Zealand. And
Yeah.
so we're fortunate that, a chef at any type of luxury resort has to be very well skilled in very multicultural type cooking.
Yeah, absolutely, because the demands would be very diverse.
Yes. And so we're very fortunate that we have a great team, a great culinary team there. And we are blessed that, it's one of those products that it exceeds people's expectations.
So how long has this resort been there? How much does it cost? Give us some ballpark figures and tell us, have there been some famous people there yet?
We have been open, I want to say it's almost 6 years now. Of course, the
Okay, wow.
pandemic took a play into that. We've been
Sure.
featured in an incredible number of publications, between Travel and Leisure and, Condé Nast and Rob Report and things like that. So
Yeah.
they've had some really nice features. We are, just a product overall that I think one person in your lifetime, if you love island destinations, this would be your dream
Right,
of
right,
going
right.
to an island destination like this. I
And
know
what
you
sort of
had
money
another
is it? What sort of money
and
ballpark
oh
is
yes,
it? Yeah.
and the price. Yes, it's approximately $1 million takeover per week, including the food and beverage. However, it does not include the flights. That is done differently with the airline in Tahiti called Air Tahiti,
So
for
that's
the
US
inter
dollars?
island. That's approximately
So
US
about
dollars.
$1 million US a week for
And
16
16 villas, and we can host up to 52 people maximum.
52 people. Wow, that is what I call a big party right there.
Yeah,
And does that include
exactly.
all your alcohol, all your food?
Yes, I mean, there's some exceptions when it comes to the alcohol, obviously, but it is premium brands, and it is all the food and beverage, and daily massage is included, and there's activities as if it's turnkey. It could open tomorrow as a hotel and has so much land and water and boats, all the toys, equipment, with the exception of jet skis. They don't allow that there. So, but it has all the toys that anybody would want.
And what's the sustainability aspect of it?
We have an incredible crew doing that. There are incredible, we obviously have to have our own generators. There's all the back of the house. We did a tour that was over 2 hours with our last guests when we were there to just show them everything they had to do. It took 10 years to put everything together to be able to make this property sustainable and stand on its own with a small footprint, as small as they possibly could make it. So it wasn't something that was opened in, like most hotels can open in about 3 years. This literally took 10 years before he was actually able to open this as a property to bring his
Wow.
friends, his family. It's very similar to other celebrity clients who have their own islands and other destinations. And yes, we have had some celebrities there previously. Yeah, normally we try to keep that a little bit private for them. But I'll just say we've had some big name entertainers there before. And being that Guy, has that whole entertainment and the whole thing from Cirque du Soleil, you can imagine the people he knows that have come out to
Yes.
see those shows over the years. And so we have had some guests come and be able to enjoy Nukutepipi, and It's really just wonderful. It's a private escape. They don't have to worry about the cameras, paparazzi, or anything. They can truly just relax and enjoy this destination as if they were, just one of us regular old people having a great trip.
And $1 million a week. Wow. How busy is it if it at that
Yeah.
price?
No, it's not a reason, it's not a property that's going to be sold out a lot. It
Yeah.
really is limited to the number of people who have had it. I mean, yes, as a hotelier, do we wish it was, booked once a month? Absolutely. But he does come visit a lot with his own friends. We do definitely get inquiries, and sometimes it's just a little bit out of reach for a lot of people, but we still have high hopes that as the name gets out a little bit more, that we will have the opportunity to bring more guests to be able to enjoy this very special place.
Absolutely. And as a salesperson, Evelyn, I mean, where do you look to find the guests who are prepared to pay $1 million a week for a holiday in Tahiti?
Uh, if I knew the answer to that all the time on that crystal ball, I would be like just living life large. You have to pick up a lot of rocks, and you need to answer a lot of questions, and you have to hope that it's a numbers game, that
Wow.
that one out of 50 might come through. But really a lot of it is, as you being a journalist, it's truly with the third party endorsement of journalists and being in publications that people get to see it visually on paper, and know that somebody else has been there, and it's not something that's beefed up by a PR or marketing team that belongs to the property.
Yes.
And so for us, it truly is about trying to get people there who can appreciate it and then be able to share their story and why that experience for them really stands out.
Fantastic. And look, let's go to another location because I know you look after hotels all over the place, Mexico. Now, I feel like it's my destiny to go there. Two of my close friends have been this year. I've never been, and they're saying how fantastic it is. Talk us through who goes to Mexico, why would you go there, and what are the luxury hotel offerings that you can tell us about?
Well, Mexico, it's a very diverse destination, so it has something for everybody. You have, if somebody's looking for a budget hotel, 3-star kind of hotel, they have that, food and beverage included. It's a great value for many people who have that mindset, like, I'm not going to be in the room very much.
Mhm.
I'm going to be outdoors. I don't want to spend that much. So it
Yeah.
has something for everybody. Obviously, the most popular locations for the American market and people internationally are the beach destinations. So from the West Coast, for example, here from California, Puerto Vallarta and Los Cabos are the two easiest places to get to because they're within a 2-hour flight. So very easy for people to get to, and a lot more lift. Along with Cancun, which is more popular from the eastern United States, but growing from the west because there's more direct flights. And as you probably know, Americans don't have that much vacation, so they're always trying to take longer weekends, or maybe take 1 week and then longer weekends. And so we have the opportunity that they're able to go to a lot of these fabulous beach destinations. And from, the large brands are there, but also they have a choice of either going European plan, which doesn't include any meals or beverages, or going to a very luxurious 5-star hotel now, that would have the alcohol and the food and beverage included. And there's many of those to choose from now.
So talk us, do you look after some of those? I'd love to hear about like one of the most luxurious hotels there. How much is it and what do you get for your money?
Yeah. One of my kind of favorites would be the property that we work with in a group, and it's a all adults, all inclusive place. It's called Live Aqua Resort and Spa in Cancun. And it only obviously you have to be 18 or over here in the United States to be able to pass on so they can go there. It's 18 in Mexico to be able to have alcoholic beverages.
Right.
And it is a modern contemporary resort with fabulous dining. It's in the hotel zone. Um, it's only about 25 minutes from the airport, which makes it very convenient if they don't
Easy.
have long stays.
Yeah.
We have other areas within Mexico, in the Riviera Maya, and
So
then in
before you move
quiet.
on, what sort of money is that one? Just to give us a ballpark, because I have no idea how much things cost there.
Yeah, you know what? In the hotel business, it's funny. I've been doing this for a very long time. In the
Yeah.
hotel business, prices these days change from day to day because
Yeah.
everything is under what we
Sure.
call dynamic pricing.
Yep.
And so today that room could be $250 per person, but tomorrow it could be 400. So it really is difficult for us in the hotel business now to be able
But
to quote
those
any
kind of
particular rate.
prices, 250 to 400 per person, include all your food and alcohol.
Yes,
As a
yeah.
couple,
So
you might pay 500 to 800-ish
yeah, or
per
to a
night.
thousand. I mean, it depends
Yeah.
on the property and what
Yeah.
level they're at. Yes.
Okay. No, it's just to understand. That's all, to get a
Yeah.
real snapshot. But it sounds
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah. It's really stunning. And we have, hotels in the Maldives that we have two hotels in the Maldives that I'm actually heading to for the first time
Oh,
in 2 weeks.
beautiful.
So,
Which
we have
ones?
been working. It's the Ozon collection, and it's the Ozon Reserve Bulafushi and the Ozon Life Madhu. They're
Wow.
two nice luxury resorts with those beautiful villas, also over water. And it's a new product, but I have Hawaii. I mean, I'm fortunate and blessed to have some fabulous destinations within my portfolio that allow me to enjoy every day of my life, regardless if I'm there or I'm here.
No, absolutely. I was going to ask you, when you're on your own time, do you travel? Is it in luxury? And where do you like to go? Or is it just all work for you when you travel?
Well, I travel some personal, but a lot of it is business travel.
Yeah.
But I do love when I have some downtime, maybe following a conference in Europe. I love to explore the European countries. I love
Yeah.
Italy. I love France. And I've spent a little bit of time in Spain, but I'm looking forward to going to Croatia and Greece and some of
Mm.
these other places that I haven't been to. But I'm kind of that Gemini twin. So there's that luxury Evelyn, and then there's that Evelyn who likes to get on her jeans and her boots and get on a horse. And so then I'll go
Wow.
visit get on my go get on my ranches.
Oh, where are the ranches? Texas
Yeah.
or?
Well, one ranch is in California, just beyond Santa Barbara, and that's called the Alisal Guest Ranch in an area called Solvang. And then I have another one in Arizona, and that one's called Rancho de los Caballeros, which is about 90 minutes from the Phoenix airport.
And they're your clients?
They are my clients.
Wow, how fantastic. All of these places, I do these interviews every week, many of them, and I've been to so many places. This is the first time. Every place you've mentioned, I haven't been. Isn't that fantastic? It's exciting to know there's so much
I,
of the world to see and so many experiences
there,
to have.
there really are. There's just the world has gotten smaller for one thing.
Yes,
Air
yes.
travel has just exploded, in the last 40 years, even since I started my career. It's just exploded.
Absolutely.
We can
And
go
ranches,
anywhere.
are they expensive to go to? Again, because I've never been, I have literally no clue. And you get all your food included there, wouldn't you? Would that be the?
Yeah, exactly. There's different packages at different ranches throughout the US. And so you can buy a package that's either going to be food and beverage inclusive at some of them, or you might buy a package that would just be kind of your bed and breakfast kind of situation. And it's really, depending on what that person is looking forward to while they're visiting the ranch. Some
Wow.
people won't feel like they're going to get out. Some people, but if you're going to be riding and enjoying the ranch, you really want to acclimate yourself to that ranch environment.
Yeah, absolutely. And Evan, how about you? I'm sharing with you that I haven't traveled to any of the places that you look after yet. And where are the places, apart from, you did mention Greece and Croatia, is there anywhere else in your heart that you feel you really want to go and explore?
Yeah, I do feel that for me, I've kind of known as that island girl. I've had the opportunity to experience a lot of islands by being a resort person.
Mhm.
But I got a new client 2 years ago with the Moorings Yachts, and I've been able to enjoy a couple of their locations. And so, like Thailand, there's a yacht set up there that they have in Marina. That would be one of the places. I haven't explored much of Asia before, so
Right.
I would like to go to Thailand and maybe Vietnam, Cambodia, those areas to kind of just get a little bit more. And I haven't been to Japan yet, other than in the
Oh,
airport.
oh, wow. Well, yeah, they're great. I used to live in Asia, so I know it very well. And again, it offers, equally stimulating different diverse experiences, right? And as you said in the
Yes,
start of this interview, it's the people at the hotels that, define absolute luxury. I think the people in the countries define the culture of a place. And,
absolutely.
people, I mean, that's really what we're all looking for, is connection, learning about
Mhm.
each other and opening our minds. I mean, that's certainly one of my priorities when I travel.
Yes, and that's it. It does open our minds. It opens our hearts to be much
Yes.
more compassionate and understanding of other cultures and how we really are all just people. And that typical line of "let's just all try to get along."
100%. Absolutely agree. But look, thank you for your time today. And before you go, we ask all of our guests where to from here. And you might want to talk about what you're doing today, your next trip or your business. So where to from here for you, Evelyn?
Well, today happens to be a celebration day for me. My first son was born today, and so
Oh,
it's his 35th birthday. So I'm
congratulations. It's
looking forward to,
equally a
yes,
celebration for
being,
you. I understand as a
yeah,
mother.
yeah,
Well done.
to be able to enjoy that and take time for my family today was important.
Oh, it's so beautiful. And I think one of the great joys of my life is traveling with my family. My twins turned 17 on Sunday,
Oh
and
my
I'm taking
gosh.
to Asia next week. And I'm just like so thrilled, because I think, again,
Oh,
to be able to share that is just wonderful, right?
absolutely. No, I think if you can, travel with your children and be able to have them learn those experiences for themselves and really see that people are so much more similar than not similar, it truly creates a wonderful human being.
Totally agree. Thank you so much for your time. I've enjoyed the wonderful destinations that you've shared with us, and hope to see you at one of them really soon.
All right. Thank you so much. You have a
Thanks, Evelyn.
connection now. All
Yeah,
right.
take
Thanks, Renee.
care.
All right. All
Bye.
right. Bye-bye.
Don't forget to subscribe here and follow us on Instagram and Facebook for regular travel updates. You can also hear our episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.